Hello, I'm Sarah. This is Hardcover Hearts, and I'm here to announce the 2026 Author Spotlight Series. This is a series that I've been hosting for 3 years now, over 3 years, coming into our 4th year. It's wild. But it's a series where I and a group of people, lovely, lovely readers from around the globe, both in Southeast Asia, into Eastern Europe, and then into America with me in the Pacific time zone, kind of wrapping it up. We all meet on Voxer every Sunday. Voxer is a free kind of walkie-talkie messaging app you can text or talk into. And anytime on Sunday, people will dedicate a little bit of time to sitting down, listening, and catching up on all of the comments and offering their own as we read through a singular author's work of about 4 to 5 books. The reason I wanted to do the author spotlight is because I've always been fascinated with what makes an author tick. Like, how do you know? Some people say, oh, I know what a Joan Didion sentence is when I see it. Or I recognize a Toni Morrison or Anita Bruckner, right? There's some authors that have such a signature style that I was always curious, like, how did they arrive there? What was the process? Did they start it from their first book, or is it something that evolved that you can track the evolution of that? And so I like to, any topic I am interested in, I like to go really, really deep into. And this has afforded me that opportunity. So I'm going to announce the authors for 2026. First up, and unfortunately, we've already closed this group because we're starting this group on Sunday, and I'm not sure when this is going up. So Sunday the 21st is when we're starting this group, and I will do a sign up for each independent author because not everybody wants to read everyone, and it's a little awkward to kind of back out of a group if you've already been in it. I understand. So it's an opt-in every single time, and I've just been really lucky that I've had so many people that are in the group continue to opt in every single week. So first up, we are reading Annie Ernaux, and so we're reading a collection of her works. I've already put a video up about this. Again, that one's already closed. I'm so sorry about that. But after that, in February, I'll be putting out the call for the second author of the year, and that's Olivia Manning. Now, this is the first time we're doing a redo of an author. We read Olivia Manning's Balkan series and the Fortune of War trilogy. Both were trilogies, so 6 books in total. And we all found that Olivia Manning's writing style, her ability to bring characters to life, the ability to really tell a great, great tale, set the scene, and bring these incredible, vibrant characters to life was unmatched. And so we want to see what she does outside of the series. So excited for that. We'll be reading 3 of her books. And I'll kind of announce that closer to the date of February when the form goes up. Then the extravaganza begins mid-March. I've always wanted to do this, but I didn't know if people wanted to join me in this. I have a particular interest in this family. If you've watched my channel, you may know that I've done a few videos about this family. And we kept finding books that related to this family, had connections to this family, stylistically similar. And I thought, and I made a mention like, oh, it would be really fun for us to maybe broaden the aperture of an author spotlight and do a slight deviation and do a family spotlight. Since there are a few of these, of the members of the family that are writers, and there is really rich biographies and letters among the family members. And I couldn't believe it when people got really excited for that idea. Sometimes I'll throw something over and it just kind of like lands and nobody picks it up. But this one was one that had legs. So I thought, okay, what would it look like? And I spent a little time coming together, bringing it all together. And this is, drum roll, Mitford Mania. So we're going to go deep into the Mitford family. And so the idea is we'll start with Nancy Mitford. She is kind of the oldest as well as the most known as an author. We're going to read Pursuit of Love. The Pursuit of Love is her fictionalized approach to telling the story of her crazy family. And crazy meaning both eccentric and a little mentally unstable. So that we're going to start there. Then we're going to read Jessica Mitford. We're going to read her take, and this is actually her memoir, Hans and Rebels. And so we go from the oldest to, I think Jessica's the youngest, which will give us kind of this fictionalized, wild version, and then something that's more based in reality. And Jessica ended up being a very prolific writer of nonfiction, kind of a investigative reporter. Then we're going to go and read Mary S. Lovell's The Sisters, the saga of the Mitford family. And this is a chunkster, but we're going to take it really slow and just devote a few weeks to reading through that book. Then we're going to read Diana Mosley's book, Life in Contrast. Diana Mosley very famously married Oswald Mosley, the founder of the Black Shirts and British fascist. And so she was arrested with her husband. They did time in prison. There's all these scandals that we'll get to as we talk through the family. But she's a very divisive character. She was known as the Beauty and member of one of the Bright Young Things group that was kind of running all around London at the height of their glamour. And has a famous story of meeting Mosley, having an affair, all sorts of scandal. And this is really her attempt at justifying herself. So we shall see Diana. I don't think there's a lot of justification that can be done, but it would be interesting to hear her take on it all. And then from there, we're going to end with what I think is probably one of the best collection of letters ever. And this is Charlotte Mosley, as editor, collected all of the letters of the six sisters. And it's literally called The Mitford's Letters Between Six Sisters. It is also a huge volume, but I think I did a whole video about this book specifically because it is so rich with annotation and all sorts of in gossip and ideas and stories about what was happening in London of a certain class of politician, of royalty, and kind of this landed gentry group, as well as authors and socialites and famous people. So it's got a bit of everything and really speaks to crossroads of what was happening in the moment through the eyes and lens of these very, very different sisters. And you get to see the alliances and the bitterness and the anger, and all in their unique, bizarre voice and special language. It's rich. It's rich. So that I could not be more excited. And that we will put I'll give extra time for signups for that because I think it's going to be a special one. Usually I only put the sign up out for a week before we start. This one I might start a little earlier. So be on the lookout for that. We'll start that in mid-March. Then we'll move into something completely different and go in early at the end of June, I should say, with Eudora Welty. She is an American Southern writer, and we're going to read 3 of her books, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Hannah of Hannah's Books has done this whole very interesting segment for Bookika, and I'll put a link to her channel. And the first one that she posted about Eudora Welty is kind of as some backstory for her, entry into some information there. Then in August, we're going to read someone who I've always wanted to read, and this is Marguerite Yourcenar, the very famous French classicist who wrote all of these books, very interesting books, Memoirs of Hadrian being one that we'll read together. We'll read 3 of her novels. Then in September, we're going to go in a completely different direction and pick something a little more narrative, a little lighter in subject matter, and that's going to be Elizabeth Taylor. You find a lot of her works on Virago Modern Classic, as well as New York Review of Books has many of her books. And so we're going to read 4 of her novels. And then finishing out, starting in November, we're gonna read our first kind of maybe genre-y writer, kind of blurring the lines between a literary fiction and genre with Patricia Highsmith. And so we're going to read 4 of her books in December, or starting in November. Back. So I'm hoping this year is going to be a great one for the Author Spotlight series. I know I've already previewed this for the group that kind of remains every single week, and received a lot of praise and excitement, especially for Mitford Mania. So I hope one of these or a few of these interest you and you'd be interested in joining us. Again, we have selected readings. I try not to do any more than 150, 175 pages every week. And we only talk once a week to give people the space to think and contemplate and decide what they're going to bring to the table for the conversation. So that's it. Again, please keep an eye out on this channel as well as on Instagram when I post the signups, because each one of these is sign-up specific, and you have to have a Voxer account to join us. Let me know if you're interested in the comments below, and I'll look forward to talking to you again soon. Thank you. Bye.